So a lot of people ask me, how'd you get started in real estate? So here's the story. I
Right.
I think I heard an ad on the radio for Than Merrill was coming to Atlanta, and I must have been driving with my mom, and we were like, yeah, let's go check it out. So we went to his seminar. That's literally how we got started. We didn't end up joining his course or his training, but everything happens for a reason. Everywhere I went, I met somebody who put me in the right direction to the next step. So I was at the Thin Marrow conference for 3 days, didn't sign up for that, but I met somebody at that conference who was part of a RIA here in Atlanta. So he invited my mom and I out to the RIA, and then the rest was history. From that RIA is where I found my mentor, and then just from there is just connecting the dots and just networking, and that's really all it's about is networking, networking, networking. So that is
Mm.
my introduction. That's the longest introduction I've ever heard, but there it is.
Oh, no, that's perfectly fine.
There
That's
it is.
perfectly fine. Yeah, yeah. So like you, like a lot of people, I'm in the same situation when it comes to the degree situation where I got my associate's degree in psychology, but I never actually end up using it, So
Yeah.
I definitely know where you're coming from on that end. So, but yeah,
Well,
I think that your story is just like a lot of people's.
yeah, psychology, trust me, you're using it. You might not think you are, but you're using it
Oh
in this
yeah,
business.
yeah, yeah, every day.
So, yeah.
I mean, but well, yeah, yeah. It's like so I get to use it, but like not in like a job
Right, right,
position. You
right,
know
right,
what I
right.
mean?
How
Like
you
when
intended
I
to,
first,
right.
I was thinking like, I'm going to be the guy sitting in the chair and like asking people about their problems, and
Right.
you know what I
Yeah.
mean. That didn't end up turning out to be that. It ended up turning into real estate pretty much. I was a CNA for a couple of years, like before I actually started doing this. So
Oh, wow.
so yeah.
Yeah,
So it's like you never know where you're gonna end up. Let's put it like that. For real.
absolutely. And you think you might want to go one way, but trust me, it's not your story to write. So it's not in your hands. I believe in God, so I believe that that's who is writing your story. So,
Yes, yes, I hear that. I hear it for real, for real. I mean, so like, what have been like some of the things that you faced, like since you became a wholesaler? Like what was some of your, let's say, like some of the challenges that you've had so far?
some of the challenges that I've had, that's a great question. I think that even till this day, one of the biggest challenges, I hate to say, is just finding that daily motivation to be 100% honest because
Mhm.
sometimes you can find that entrepreneurship give you so much freedom and so much flexibility that is, in my opinion, a bad thing unless you put in that structure and that discipline. So for me, sometimes
Yeah,
it's harder than other days to go out and do what I got to do. Know I got to drive for dollars or whatever day to day tasks I have to do. So I think that's one of the biggest challenges I've had to face is just keeping on it and staying on that grind as far as keeping motivated. Some other
mhm.
challenges, let's see. I'm honestly, truly, I would say fortunate that, as a woman, a young woman, minority, I haven't faced anything dangerous at all. Knock on wood. I go look at vacant properties by myself. I go meet sellers. If my mom can't make it because she's my partner, if she can't make it, I'll go by myself. And thankfully, I've never had any kind of run ins with anything crazy. And we're going to knock on wood
Right, yeah,
again for
gotcha.
that. But so I've lost some money. That's a challenge. You never want to do that. I've lost a lot of money doing this
Yeah.
game the wrong way. Um, you know,
I mean, so why tell me more about that? Like, what was the situation with that?
oh my goodness, guys, I lost some earnest money. And it literally, I think for me, contract to contract, when I first started out, it varied how much earnest money I gave, if at all. So initially, I would either offer the seller $10 earnest money or nothing at all because I realized if you
Right,
don't mention it, then they're typically not going to ask if they don't know. So this seller,
right,
he had his wife on the phone because she couldn't make it to the showing. She's like, make sure you get $500 out of them. So, we were very confident in that deal. Like we can move it. I was like, okay, $500 is whatever. I don't care. We'll get, that's what she
right,
wants. That's fine. At least she didn't say 1,000. So we wrote up the contract, got it signed, agreed on the price and everything. This was like the hardest deal I think I've ever had to fight for because I renegotiated my butt off on this deal and everything, and it still fell through. So because it fell through, because we couldn't sell it and find a buyer, we lost our earnest money because our contract was not tight. I can't remember what it was back in the day because it doesn't matter. We tightened it up, but it was. we didn't have an out for ourselves to get our earnest money back. And despite me
Wow.
thinking and trying to read between the lines, our attorney was like, "Nah, just let this one go because they're gonna come after you and they'll win because it's just so vague." So again, I don't remember
Wow.
what it said, but now we just typically don't mention earnest money at all. So
Right.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. That's usually the better strategy. Seriously.
yeah.
Like have you come into the situation though where like a seller or their attorney, the seller or the attorney just they won't. Well, I guess yeah, you had it happen like in this situation. Have you had it happen in other situations where people like they just won't sign for you at all if they don't get the earnest money?
I've not had that situation, and here's why: because if a seller is so bent up or adamant on wanting me to give earnest money, I'll just be like, okay, it's because if it's 1,500, whatever it is, again, I know my contract is secure to get me out of it, and two, I wouldn't be going so hard if I wasn't confident in that deal. So if you're pressed about earnest money, I will do whatever, more or less to put you at ease so you can trust me and be okay, rest easy. So yeah, I
Right.
think that I haven't had that issue because it's either they want it or they don't, and if they do, then I'm like, okay. So
Okay, okay. So you haven't. So that's good then that you've only had that one scenario. I've come
I've
across other people
learned.
that's like,
Listen,
yeah,
fool me once.
I hear you on that though, for real.
Yeah.